The great Lou Merloni joining us for a great segment we have. Remember when, Lou? This is what we're calling it. And I remember when you and Ricky Henderson were on the team with the Red Sox. Tell us that story. I am fascinated to hear this one as you're about to describe it.
I'd say 2002 was comedy every single night. It wasn't just Ricky Henderson, it was Carlos Baerga. And I think the two of them together was just a comedy show. So I remember at one point, Ricky was struggling hitting. We were up in Toronto. We're in the Dome. We're there for early BP. Now, you got to understand, Carlos Baerga, the way he used to dress, okay? He used to love this tight yellow shirt. He'd show up every day at games or practices with this thing. We used to call him Lance Armstrong. And then he started calling himself Lance Armstrong, right? Because that's what you do when you win the Tour de France. He comes out of the dugout and he's got his tight yellow shirt on. And all of a sudden he announces to everybody who's out there getting ready for early BP, here comes Ricky Henderson. And Ricky comes out and he's got this white old school neck brace. Like, you know, the ones you see in the movies to prove you had whiplash in a car accident? See, Ricky, I mean, I don't know how old he was at the time, 42, 43 years old, felt like he was dropping his head when he was swinging. So he took an entire round of early BP with this big white neck brace. Everyone's out in the outfield. We're all yelling, making fun of him. He actually was starting to hit rockets. Little do we know, he went out that night. I swear he got like 2 or 3 hits. I mean, he was hitting rockets all over the field. It was like the best night he had all year long. So, of course, the next day, here comes Baerga. If it's good for Ricky, it's good for Baerga. And he's taking BP, you know, with the neck brace.
Have you ever seen as a player any strategy, anything weird like that before?
No, I thought that was old school. I don't know if they did that in the 80s, you know, back when Ricky came up. No, I know a lot of guys have trouble keeping their head up when they swing, their head drops, but never using a neck brace. But I mean, listen, Ricky's one of the greatest of all time. So if Ricky can do it, it worked for him. There's no doubt. What we were really wondering, we still weren't sure if he was actually going to try to wear that neck brace for the game because he hit so good in BP. Well, he didn't use the neck brace actually in the game, but he hit real well that night.
Remember when Ricky Henderson wore a neck brace at batting practice and Lou Merloni just told that story. I love it, man. Thanks so much.
You got to roll anytime, buddy.